What is going on, YouTube? This is another match reaction from yourself, Gunnar Souls. Now, what a win. This was the North London derby. The Spurs fans were giving it the begin that we were going to lose. We're shite, we're 10th, we're this, we're that. But guess what? Who prevailed? Arsenal. North London is and forever will be red, people. Welcome to my match reaction. Now, as we can see, it ended 2-1 to Arsenal. They were giving it the big talk that, you know what, we're going to win. We've got Harry Kane, we've got Happy Gilmore, we've got Heung-min Son, we've got Heung-min Messi, we've got Harry A-Class, whatever expression is that he goes on. Where were they? Where was this attack? It took a moment of brilliance from Lamela to actually score. Where were they today? I couldn't see them. I'm still looking. Pepe, courtesy to you, mate. Where were they? What a result. It was a good, dominant performance. We started very well. We dominated this game. That's what we needed to do. The approach was brilliant. Before we do anything, let's get into the lineups. Now, I know a lot of people were a little bit skeptical in the way that Arteta wanted us to set up in this game. And don't get me wrong, I've always said we need a controlled dominance performance, in a game like this where we need to find our footing. We don't know what way Spurs were going to approach this game. Mourinho could have gone front foot and attacked us, which is what, Arteta may have thought that's what he was going to do. Or he could do what Mourinho did and sit back and absorb pressure and counter-attack, which is what it looked like. I didn't see a game plan from Spurs. I don't think they knew what they wanted to do. Anyhow, going into the lineup for Arsenal, we had Bernd Leno in net, no surprise. Cedric, which is what I expected. Luiz and Gabriel, again, I expected. Kieran Tierney, no surprise. Thomas Partey and Xhaka, no surprise. That is our midfield pairing. We had Bukayo Saka and Lacazette. No surprise. I expected them to play. Now, where this element of surprise came from was both Odegaard and Emil Smith-Rowe playing. Now, I don't have a problem when these two play. I know a lot of people have their reservations about ESR on the wing. I do think he's a little bit ineffective, but today he was perfection. He was absolutely amazing today. And he did everything well, running down the bylines, being causing absolute havoc, to that backline, getting in behind, putting in brilliant balls, his passing. And oh my God, did you see the shot? Did you see how close that was? That technique was perfection. Just unlucky because he had Lloris beaten. Unfortunately, that hit the bar. Now, let's get into, Shite Hart Lane, Tottenham Hotspur. They run their mouth a lot, don't they? Fucking pieces of shit, mate. Dirty wrestling us. Yeah, they had Lloris in there, Doherty, Davidson Sanchez, Alderweireld, Reguilon, Højbjerg, and Dombele. And by the way, where the hell was this guy? I thought he was meant to be better than Partey. Ha! Fucking piece of shit he is. Gareth Bale, Gareth Wales, Captain Wales, whatever. Fuck off. Yeah, Lucas, more rapid. Fuck off. Heung-min Son, unlucky he got injured. I'm not going to say anything about him, I hope he does get better soon, I don't like when a player gets injured. That's not me, I hope he gets better, and I hope it's not too serious. And hopefully he pulled up, early enough to not cause himself too much of a strain. And then this guy, Harry Kane, where the fuck was he today? The only thing I seen was in the last 10 minutes. Was he substituted on? Didn't realise he started. Happy Gilmore, where the fuck were you? Lucas Moura, where the fuck were you? Højbjerg, where the fuck were you? Like, where were these players today? They didn't turn up. They didn't want to play us. They were scared, fam. Pussios. Bunch of pussios is what I'm going to call them. Look at 53% possession, 13 shots, 3 on target, 45% of duels won. That's what I like to see, people. Now, obviously, the game was not as smooth as I'm making it out to be. first sort of 20 to 25 minutes, we had to control the game. We had to kind of find our footing. We needed to understand what Mourinho wanted to do. We had to understand things. There were brilliant moments. Emile Smith-Rowe, Kieran Tierney putting the ball in, Lacazette kind of missing, hitting the post. Martin Odegaard had a chance as well that he scuffed. Smith-Rowe hitting the bar. There was so much going on in this game. It's just one of those games where we're like, oh, not again. These opportunities are coming, but we're not finishing our chances. Is it going to be another moment where we create everything, but we fail to take them? But then what happened, obviously, around the 19th, 20th minute, Heung-min Son, obviously being put through on goal, had to try and fully sprint for the ball. Leno got to the ball, and obviously Heung-min Son pulled up. It seemed like he started to feel his hamstring, and then eventually kind of just dropped to the floor like you normally do. He was trying to self-evaluate the injury. He was seeing if he could continue, but it was unfortunate he couldn't. I do hope he gets better. I'm not a complete prick. I don't like it when a player gets injured. I do hope the best for him. But kind of moving on from that situation, obviously in the 33rd minute, Gareth Bale puts in a ball to Reguilon, and I know Reguilon's a baller, right? Like, he's a really good player. He then puts a ball in that goes to Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura then kind of just sidesteps and then kind of puts a ball in to set up Eric Lamela with a brilliant Rabona. I think that was the only way he was going to score that goal, because it was behind him. He was kind of forced into doing it. But again, a brilliant technique and a brilliant finish. It's not the first time he's done that. A brilliant, he's got this in him. I think it was in the Europa League about two seasons ago or so, where he did it, and he put a bit of height onto it, so he's known to do it. It's not like a fluke or first time that he's done this. Now, obviously, when we then move on, Martin Odegaard, people, just know. If you don't know, get to know. Yeah, Kieran Tierney. He puts in a Fanta. Finally, the one ball that actually was right to put in, he puts in. He finds Martin Odegaard at the brink of half-time in the 44th minute, and he puts it away. This is 2-2, people now. Come on, we need to sign this guy. Martin Odegaard, you baller. Come on, lad. Because he has come out in interviews and said he's happy with the process. He's happy with Arteta. He's happy with what he sees. So we need to get this guy. We need to sign him. Now, what happens then is obviously just kind of the half plays itself out. It's sort of back and forth. And then obviously full-time whistle goes. And then we see Nicolas Pepe getting ready to come on, which was kind of weird, because, well, all right, quite an early change for Arteta. He's not usually like this. And then obviously we find out on Twitter that he could Bukayo Saka's having a tight hamstring, or it could be some sort of fatigue setting in for him, and they're just being precautionary. Now, of course, we're going to find out later on actually what the matter is once it's all been assessed. Now, Nicolas Pepe comes on, and I think he changed the game quite well. He was quite direct, commanding. He was effective with possession. Obviously putting in that ball to Lacazette that, inevitably got the penalty, which I will get into. But I'm going to kind of walk through the game with you guys. And that, Pepe was just being direct. He was causing all sorts of problems for that defense. He was connecting well with Martin Odegaard. Obviously, him and Cedric seemed to be getting a partnership. And then obviously, they then had to change their game plan. They then took Gareth Bale off and brought Sissoko on. I think this was more of a panic from Mourinho, more than a tactical decision. And then obviously, you see like 5 minutes after, he's having to now bring on an attacking player because he seemed to have fucked up, obviously. Of course, he's a dinosaur. What else did you expect? For Tanguy, and Dombele, Davinson Sanchez does what he did. Lacazette got out of jail on that one. He scuffed that shot, mate. Absolutely scuffed it. And then obviously Davinson Sanchez kind of comes into him. We get rewarded a penalty. Lacazette beautifully puts it away on the sort of right-hand corner, right in the corner, unsavable. And then obviously in a series of sort of 10 minutes, Eric Lamela decided to get himself sent off. And look, this was inevitably coming. Whether it happened here or whether it happened later on in the game, it was inevitable that this was going to happen. Now, obviously with the first one, obviously it was Partey. You can say it's a little harsh. It was an aggressive tackle. He did win the ball, but it's one of those where the ref was kind of having enough of his bullshit and booked him for the first time. Obviously, we've seen what he done to Xhaka and tried on David Luiz. Xhaka kind of responded, but I'm glad he didn't get booked or sent off, or did anything stupid. He didn't play into, Lamela's game plan, or Mourinho's game plan, should I say. And then obviously Eric Lamela with a straight hand just straight into Tierney's face. That got him sent off. It was a second yellow. Whether people agree or not, I don't care. You can't be doing that, especially when you're already booked. It was inevitably coming. A dirty, dirty motherfucker, dirty bastard, you filthy, filthy player. Yeah, you deserve to be sent off. You absolute filth and scumbag. Yeah, Willian then obviously comes on for Emil Smith-Rowe, who was getting a bit tired. Then obviously our final change was Mohamed El Neni. Now, when this red card came, I think it turned the game into the favour of Spurs. They started attacking more. They got out of their shell. And then obviously we brought on Mohamed El Neni just to reassure things up for the last sort of 5 minutes. But one thing I do want to say, why were we giving away stupid free kicks? Again, like we didn't need to give them away. We were just giving them away for the sake of it now. That really pissed me off. It really done my head in because we didn't need to do it. There was no reasons why we did that. But, it is what it is at the end of the day, Thankfully, it didn't cost us. It didn't cause us, too much grief. But what I do also want to get into is doing player ratings. I feel like that's something which can be interesting. Obviously, starting off with our goalkeeper in Leno, and I'm going to give him a 7. Reason being, I don't think there was a lot for him to do, but what there was for him to do, he'd done quite well. Distribution was decent, no mistakes, no rash moments. So that's the reason why I want to give him a 7. Cedric, I want to give an 8 because I think he was outstanding defensively in terms of how long he had Son for. He kept him out, and then obviously man-marked sort of Lucas Moura out the game for a lot of it, and was fantastic defensively going forward. He delivered the ball well. He got into the right areas in the attacking third, linking up with Pepe, linking up with Saka. I felt like he had a very good all-round game, hence why the 8. David Luiz 7, not because he did anything wrong, but just thought he wasn't on the level of, the other defenders on the pitch. Solid performance, good deliveries. I don't think he did anything stupid or rash. He was quite commanding. Quite a decent game from him. Gabriel gets an 8 from me, simply because I thought he was commanding. He was on the end of everything when that chance happened from Kane's free kick hitting the post, and then I'm not 100. I think it might have been Sissoko who got the shot. I'm not 100% sure. And then obviously Gabriel just puts his head and just clears it away. Brilliant moments, very commanding, calm as you like. He wasn't as rash as he has been. This is the Gabriel we signed, and that we found, that we wanted to see him. Now we're finding that form back in him in the last few games. Kieran Tierney gets a 9 from me because I just thought he was outstanding. Obviously got the assist for the goal, but he was commanding, passionate. He was trying to lead the team, wasn't being bullied. Man-marked Gareth Bale way out of the game to the point where they had to sub him. Mourinho had to change his game plan to try and kind of counteract what Tierney was doing. Failed to do so, obviously. Didn't really cause as much harm, whatever Mourinho wanted to do. For me, Xhaka was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant this game. He was commanding. This is Xhaka that we want to see. And I don't think a lot of fans will have an issue with Xhaka if this is how he plays. In my opinion, he had a better game than his partner in Partey. People can agree, disagree, but I just thought Xhaka was very good. Like, he was very, very good. He was commanding, defensively aware, no sloppy moments, good ball delivery as well, getting into the final third. There was points where he took out, Reguilon and Bale out of the game and put a ball through to, Smith-Rowe or Tierney. And he had brilliant moments in that game, and I thought he was very good for his standard. Partey, for me, Partey's a very good player, but I just felt like today there were moments where, I'm not going to say I was disappointed, but I just felt a bit like, he could have done better. But I'm not going to, because he had a brilliant game as well, to be fair. He was commanding, he was orchestrating, he was defensively good going forward, he was quite good. He gets a 7 just because I think Xhaka was slightly better than him overall in the game. Not to put Partey down or anything, but and then obviously moving on to Bukayo Saka now, the reason why I gave him a 7 is just because I feel like he's getting found out a little bit. Teams know if they target him, kick him, that they will then kind of eliminate him from the game. That's not a fault of his own. With experience and with time, he'll learn how to develop that. Greenwood's going through a similar thing where he's trying to find ways to kind of not be found out, and when he does get found out, how to avoid that and how to get on with that, should I say. Saka's biggest problem is obviously him getting kicked about a lot, which obviously can lead to the injuries and, muscle strains that he's getting. So hopefully he's all good. Obviously we'll find out possibly tomorrow exactly the extent of his injury. Hope it's not long because we definitely need him back. I'm not saying that Pepe can't do the role and Smith Rowe down on the other wing, but we need Saka back. He's been our talisman. He's been everything we need. He is, this is Saka FC, people. It is Bukayo Saka. We need the guy back. Hopefully that's not too serious, and it was just a precautionary thing that we did. Moving on to Martin Odegaard. What a performance from the lad. He is so silky. He's so wavy. The guy, we need to sign him. This is a player we need to sign. Extend a loan with an option to buy. Whatever we need to do, we need to keep him at the club. That's a number 10 that we needed. He's got this Ozil-esque pass, with energy, with purpose, and that's what we're missing. This number 10 that can do things so smooth, so silky, and he's adding goals, to his game. He's had 2 goals in the last 2 games. Obviously, he's been trying to find the back of the net. Just been unfortunate with some shots that he had in previous games that he's played. But he's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And then obviously another number 9 in ESR. I just thought brilliant performance from the guy, absolutely brilliant, because him, Odegaard, and Tierney were brilliant for me this game. They were just a cut above everyone else. Hence why the 9s. I don't think anyone got a 10 because I don't think we played. No one had a perfect game in my opinion. But Smith Rowe was very good today, very effective down the wing, putting in good deliveries, performed very well, asked a lot of questions of the defence, was getting in behind, very energetic, pressing his man, helping out Tierney in the defensive areas as well. Just an all-round brilliant performance. Lacazette gets an 8 from me. Just simply because I think there were a lot of chances he was scuffing, he was missing. He got very fortunate to get that penalty, in my opinion, as well. If he had taken the shot and got that connection on, I don't think we would have got the penalty. So he got very fortunate in that situation. There was a lot of chances he was missing. There was a lot of things he was doing wrong. But overall, the thing with Lacazette is he does everything well but score goals. I know he scored a penalty, but I'm just talking like in open play scenarios. It seems like he's lacking that bit of cutting edge or that ruthlessness or that killer instinct to put games to bed, because we could have been 2 or 3 goals up in the first half if we really took our chances, and we could have put this game to bed a lot early on than we did. Then obviously we kind of move on to the subs. It was just El Neni and Pepe that came on. The reason why I've not given El Neni a rating, it was just the last sort of 5-10 minutes, 5 to sort of 8 minutes that he played. So I don't really want to judge him too much on that because I don't think he did anything anyway. But Nicola Pepe obviously getting a half. For me, it's an 8 and a 9 because he was brilliant when he came on, very direct. Obviously, putting that ball into Lacazette that got us the penalty. Just kind of first time, just whipped it into him, and it was brilliant instinct, and it was just brilliant all round play from Pepe, demanding a lot from their defense. He was on the front foot. He was running in behind. There were so many opportunities that he created, and he could have probably got a goal if it was just on another day. Obviously, hence why the 8 or the 9. But for me, my overall man of the match has to be Martin Odegaard. I feel like we need to sign this guy, man. We absolutely need to sign Martin Odegaard to a deal. because everything that I've seen from him, and I've said this to people in the past, he's going to be a brilliant player. He is a fantastic prospect. Don't forget, he's very young. I believe he's still only like 20 or 21. I am going to double check this now for you people because I don't want to say that wrong. Yeah, he's only 22. Brilliant for his age. Absolutely fantastic in terms of the way he plays, how effortlessly he's integrated into the way he plays. So, I mean, even Martin Odegaard on a few occasions has actually come out and said he is loving, the process. He's loving working with Arteta. He's loving the vibe at Arsenal Football Club. So we could potentially get this guy because Zidane's not really the biggest admirer of him. Doesn't seem to want to be playing him. So hopefully we can sign him down. But people, I don't want to keep this too long. And this is going to be my match review of the North London derby. Look, they gave it all this, mate. They wanted to talk a lot. On Twitter, they were saying, oh, how shit we are. We're 10th, we're this, we're that. They're in a League Cup final. Why are we looking at the FA Cup and all of this? Now, we still beat you. So what does that prove? A lot. That we're better than you, regardless of how shit we are. You can't come and beat us. You couldn't do shit. You're pussios. You hid behind your backline again. Where was Kay? Where was Happy Gilmore? Where was Lucas Mora? Where was Eric? Actually, Eric Lamela did turn up. Sorry, but where were they today? Where was Højbjerg? I thought he was better than Partey. Some Spurs fan was saying. These man didn't turn up. These man did not turn up to a North London derby. People, they hid behind everything. They couldn't match us. We played them off the park. But that has been my North London derby match thoughts. People, let me know down in the comments below what you thought. And thank you very much. Do subscribe, do like, and do share, people. This has been Gunnar Sauce.